Get your 8th acre lot now, starting from only 9.99 million Kenya shillings. Say yes to OL Kekun.
Awesome. We're live? Yes. Good evening, one and all. Hope you're doing well. 1 minute past 8 p.m. My name is Solomon Wangwe, founder, managing director of Goshen Acquisitions, as well as its wholly owned subsidiary, Grand Acres by Goshen Acquisitions. It's good to see you all. Thank you for making time to tune in. We've been off air for a couple of weeks. We're trying to reformat our weekly, bi-weekly live sessions just to see what suits you guys best, to make sure we're offering you real value for the time that we spend, the hour that we get to spend with you all. So thank you for tuning in. In case you see the cameras moving and everything, I have my my backup team here in the room with me, as always, Glado, Asewe, and Connie. So excuse the movement as we make sure that the skinnier side of my face is being shown. Okay, tuko sawa? Yeah. Awesome. All right, we're streaming live on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And TikTok. Five platforms. Amazing. So if you know someone you like, love, and respect who would benefit from the conversations we may have for the next 58 minutes, please take a few seconds to share the link with them ASAP so they don't miss out. Okay, please do so. We want to interact with as many Kenyans here back home in Kenya, as well as those in the diaspora who are interested and in love with the idea of wealth building for themselves and their families through real estate investment, which is the whole point for our existence at Grand Acres by Goshen Acquisitions, and why we're making time to have a chat with you this evening. So please take time and do that, and we shall get started in a few seconds. If you haven't followed us on any of our platforms, please do so. Hit the like button, click the subscribe button, because the algos will get us in front of as many people like yourself, which is the whole point. Helps us fulfill our mission. Hopefully you like us enough that you can share the link with the people you like, love, and respect, who would like to buy land, or thinking about buying land, or saving up to buy land, have had horrible experiences in the past and are looking for a change, or have had amazing experiences investing and want even more amazing experiences. Please do so. Share. Don't be selfish. Let's share the good vibes with as many people as possible. All right. So today, for those of you who are on Facebook, YouTube and LinkedIn, you should be able to see images and text scrolling or appearing on the screen. If you're watching on the other platforms, unfortunately, the app that we use to do the multi-streaming does not accommodate these platforms, which is why you may not see the same thing. Apologies. As soon as there's a product out there that allows us to include you on TikTok, right? Yes. And Instagram, we'll do that. So please excuse if I reference something that's scrolling on the screen that you're not seeing. Say something and we'll describe it a bit more verbally. We're going to be talking about our deal of the month in about 30 minutes. As we did a couple of weeks ago, went amazingly well. We sold out, right? We actually sold more than we intended to. Amazing engagement from you guys, and we figured today we'll try that again on one of our other projects. For OL Kekun, if you haven't checked out our OL Kekun product, please go to our website during the live, because the special deal of the month is only valid during the live session, because it's crazy. It's a silly deal. It's not something we open to the market. We only make these available to those who tune in for our Facebook Live sessions, the Facebook Live family only. Not even our existing customer base get this deal. It's just for those of you who take time out of your precious evenings to spend it with us, having valuable and productive conversations about wealth building through real estate investment in Kenya. So look out for that. In the meantime, happy to take your questions, answer any questions you might have about your experiences owning land, problems. Maybe you have a positive comment or experience to share with the rest of us. We could learn something. It's all about sharing good vibes, good knowledge, empowering one another to make safe land investments in Kenya. So I'm all ears. Send your questions in fast and furious, because we'll only be doing it for 23 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And then we'll get into the deal of the month segment for the remainder of the time within the hour. So, twende kazi. Thank you. King N on TikTok says, I'm new in real estate, but your videos inspired me a lot. Thank you so much for saying that, King N. That's encouraging. So a comment from someone else saying, I'm in real estate. This is Sumit Dahia saying, I'm in real estate and this is my virtual mentor. That's awesome. What an honor. Sumit, thank you for saying that. Magzi says, I saw a talk you did with Just Ivy and glad to tune in. That's amazing. Thank you for joining us on TikTok. I see all of you on Instagram, usual suspects, Ahadi group. I get depressed when I don't see you guys on the list. Ahadi group, thank you for making time to join us as always. I'm looking for Washo. Where's Washo? Washo's on Facebook, huh? Hi, Washo. If you're on Facebook, we love you. We miss you. Say something. I know you're in the UK. I saw you posting. You're in one of those London telephone booths, living your best life. There's Jojo. Hi, Jojo. Good to see you. Jojo's been working on some secret things for us in LA. I'm hoping for the absolute best announcement to make about that soon. Thank you for tuning in, Jojo. It's good to see you. And every one of you on Instagram, there's so many of you. Thank you. I don't see anyone's questions yet, so there we go. We have one from Tunde Bakare. Tunde says, I've been trying to schedule a meeting with you, but Connie Kalanja told me you're very busy. I'm Tunde from Nigeria. What's up, Tunde? Connie did tell me about your request, and I'm sorry, I have been extremely busy, swamped, but I promise you I'll make time. So Connie will schedule and lock in a time with you. Connie, man, Tunde even put in your second name, just in case there was confusion about which Connie. Yes, Connie didn't lie to you, Tunde. I'm sorry, I have been busy, but we'll get that done. Thank you for your interest in having a chat. Okay, Tunde is the only one who's made a comment. No questions yet. Okay. I see a comment here from main_2798 on Instagram saying, kindly read the question, please. I don't see a question from you, main_2798. Please retype it in case we missed it. I'll be happy to answer your question. It's why I'm here. And we have about 20 minutes to answer questions. Now, while I wait for you guys to share your questions, if you have any, I'm going to share a piece of news, very important news actually. Last week, the national government gazetted a raft of changes to processes within their various offices having to do with land investment, transfers of property, how you interact with the land control boards, and that sort of thing. Let me pull that up real quick. And we're going to post this under the resources section of our website. So you could probably look out for that from tomorrow. But if you search for it, you'll be able to find it. And this is the revised fees according to Gazette Notice number 77 from the 11th of April 2024, the Land Registration Act. So these just became live on Ardhi Sasa. Ardhi Sasa, the Ministry of Lands platform that facilitates land transactions, searches, transfers, payment of various government fees, and that sort of thing. And there's quite a number of those. I'll highlight two or three that you might be more familiar with, but we're going to post a whole schedule on our website. You could search for it. Again, that's Gazette Notice number 77 from the 11th of April 2024. It became live and active on Ardhi Sasa actually today morning or yesterday evening. And so we're going to share that. I happened to be in Mashuru sub-county yesterday morning, attending the Land Control Board hearings for the transfer of various plots of land, our Imbuko 5 project, and some Kili Point lots that we've sold to our customers. And we normally pay an official fee of 1,000 shillings to book for the Land Control Board hearing. That's a national or nationwide fee structure. You pay 1,000 bobs to book. They give you a receipt and a duplicate. You attach the original for your own files, and you surrender the duplicates to the Land Control Board committee. And this is proof that you have paid the required fee to attend the Land Control Board hearing. In most parts of the country, Land Control Board hearings are conducted once a month. In some instances, they might meet twice a month, depending on how busy that particular location is. In other instances, they have actually split those areas by zones so that depending on what zone you're in, they have those every week for different zones within the same county. Okay, so depending on where you're transacting, ask your licensed advocate to find out for you. You shouldn't struggle to find out. Your advocate should be able to get that information for you, and you can book accordingly. As of yesterday evening or afternoon, from today onwards, because we had another booking made today for the same Land Control Board hearing in Mashuru sub-county. This one is scheduled for June 26th because they do meet on the last Wednesday of each month. That fee has actually gone up by 200% from 1,000 shillings for each transaction, each title transaction, whether you're getting a consent or applying for a consent to change particulars or details on a title, whether you're applying for consent to replace a title, a lost title, damaged title, whether you're looking to get permission to transfer a property because you've sold it to someone or selling it to someone, whether it's to get permission to subdivide the property, to change use on the property. Now, remember, Land Control Board hearings are a must for all agriculturally zoned lands in Kenya, regardless of whether it's freehold or leasehold. If it's agricultural, you have to present yourself to the Land Control Board hearing in charge of the area or the jurisdiction within which the land sits. So the fee has gone up from 1,000 shillings to 3,000 shillings. Okay, very important. Pay, get your receipts, have a file with the records. Related to that, I know you've heard me talk about how it is illegal to do special boards. Special boards is a term that was coined for people who don't want to wait for the one monthly scheduled meeting because, for example, we just booked today for June 26th. That's a full month from now. A lot of people don't want to wait 30 days to get approval from the Land Control Board before they can continue with their transaction because it's an urgent situation. Whoever they're selling to will not give them money until they have this consent, because without this consent, you can't transfer, you can't subdivide, you can't change use, whatever the case may be. All right. So there's situations where it is necessary even to try and fast track the process. So corrupt individuals over time coined the term special boards, where you pay an extra fee. It doesn't go to the government, it goes to the pockets of a few individuals. They backdate your consent to the last formal hearing and issue you a letter of consent. Only problem is you have no receipt proving that you paid for the actual hearing from last month or the one that just passed. You're not included in the list of scheduled hearings or minutes. Okay. And what that means is if someone challenges the validity of that transaction, they can very easily trace the fact that you were not listed on the scheduled land board hearing, and your ownership can be immediately annulled and your title cancelled. And all sorts of ugly things happens all the time. Court rulings have proven this even recently. So I've always spoken very bluntly against paying for special board hearings. Okay? Now, because of the new regulations and the policies, obviously the government recognized the need to allow people to not have to wait a full 4 weeks to attend the next board hearing, okay, to continue with the land transaction, because it slows business, it slows investments, and all sorts of other problems. They have now made special boards legal. This has been gazetted, so it's official. And the fee for a special board hearing, meaning if you don't want to wait until June 26, like we have to for Mashuru Sub-County's Land Control Board hearing to get their consent to do whatever it is we need permission to do, you can pay a small fee of only 10,000 shillings through the RV SASA platform. So the fee goes directly to the government account. You're not paying or bribing some individual to do something illegal. It's official. You pay 10,000 shillings through the RV SASA platform, and they can fast track your consent, or at the very least, their decision about whether or not to give you a consent. So just because you're applying to the Land Control Board to get permission or consent to do something does not obligate the Land Control Board to consent. They can approve or deny, and in many cases, they'll tell you why they're denying, and where you can remedy the problem, they'll tell you what you need to remedy so that you can come back for the next hearing and hopefully get the approval that you're seeking. But now you may not have to wait until the next land board hearing if it's 4 weeks away, like we have to wait for Mashuru. We can pay 10,000 shillings and that can be done immediately, which is great news. Only thing I will encourage people to do is follow the due process. No shortcuts. Don't pay some individual who's not going to give you a receipt. Okay, Artisasa generates the receipts automatically, so it's an automated process, very difficult to muck around with. And if you're missing that receipt in the event of future problems, your transaction could be deemed to have been illegal or unprocedural and therefore nullified, and you lose your money and all the headaches that come along with that. Okay, which is not what you want. Do it right, follow the process, pay the fees, and have peace with your land ownership. I hope that makes sense. If you have questions, happy to take them. We have 10 minutes remaining before we talk about the deal of the month. And we can all go home having learned something new. Isn't that awesome? There's many other items on that schedule. We'll post it, like I said. Do your own research. If you don't have time to Google or find the Gazette notice and read through it and determine what the fees are, ask your licensed advocate. Everyone should have one. Just like we all have a doctor, you need a licensed advocate in your corner that you can call from time to time to ask advice or counsel about the legality or illegality of something or a process, ask them to get that information for you. But you will be able to find it on our website under the resources tab from tomorrow. Awesome. Okay, we have another question from Detour, who says, I think they're watching us on Facebook. By the way, there was a trend, some land company trend a while back, virtual site visit. Do you think it has a future in this industry? Okay, Detour, sorry, I was trying to read all through your many typos on your comment. Please, if you're going to ask a question, proofread your question so I don't struggle to understand what you're asking. Okay. The tour is basically talking about a trend in real estate where people could have virtual site visits. Do I think it has a future in this industry? 100%. It does. Pretty soon it will be the norm. Technology is enabling that much easier than before. Um, even to the extent of having tactile feedback on your virtual experience of sites. We've seen this happening with home tours. In terms of land, there's absolutely no reason that cannot be translated into our space. It's coming soon. We ourselves are working on something in that regard, so look out for that. So yes, I do think it has a future in the industry. It'll actually be a disadvantage for anyone in the business trying to engage with investors and buyers and all sorts of other stakeholders if they don't have that particular functionality as an option for experiencing a site, virtual site visits. That's a great question. Thank you for asking, Deitor. Festa Bergen on TikTok says, that's Festas Bergen. I hope I pronounced your name right. Festus Bergen says, good evening. I'm really interested in what you guys are doing. Do you have field days? Thank you, first of all, for that kind compliment. We are happy that you're really interested in what we're doing. Field days, I suppose you mean open days or site visits. Yes, we do. We do have site visits. We schedule those as and when our customers are interested, if they are serious. Okay, we're not in the business of taking people to site for fun and games because they're idle on a particular day. There is a set of things we do to pre-qualify and make sure that we are investing our resources wisely and prudently in arranging for site visits. So yes, if you are interested, please reach out on WhatsApp. The number on our WhatsApp is 07 001 0001. I'll repeat that, 07 001 0001, and someone will engage with you right away. You can also email us. You can DM us on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll be happy to schedule a site visit. We generally require about a 48-hour advance notice, depending on the site, so that we can make appropriate travel arrangements, as well as any other considerations that need to be made. And we'll be happy to arrange for your site visit. Thank you for that question. Steve Ngugi 843 on TikTok says, evening, sir. What are your land deals in Mombasa? I live in Changamwe. Describe the cost and size. Thank you for your question, Steve Ngugi 843 on TikTok. We currently do not have any land deals in Mombasa. We are actively scouting for opportunities to acquire some land there. Maybe not Mombasa itself, but at the coast, specifically on the beach. A lot of our customers have asked us for beach fronting land, so we're actively looking. As soon as we do find something, We will let you know. We'll make noise about it on social media, our website, all our platforms. And I look forward to that because it's been a while. It's surprisingly difficult to find clean stuff at the coast. We've looked at a lot. It's been 3 years. I have been personally scouting for those. So I'm really excited about finally communicating that when we do find one. So stay tuned, and we'll be happy to engage then. Jared, hey Jared, how you doing? Good to see your name up there. Jared is one of our awesome customers, like Ahadi Group, Washo, and all the others. Jared says, are freehold lands subject to annual taxes? Okay, so freehold lands traditionally were not subject to annual taxes. There are two types of lands, if you will, or ownership documents or types in Kenya: freehold, as Jared references, and leasehold. Freehold, as the name suggests, is supposed to be held for free. Okay, historically speaking. Over time, especially under the new dispensation of our constitution, where counties have been given a mandate to find their own sources of revenue, many counties now are charging rates. So there are two types of property taxes we pay in Kenya while you hold the land, separate from transfer tax, which is stamp duty, and selling tax, which is capital gains. Okay? There are two types of holding taxes in Kenya: rates and rents. Rates are paid to county governments, rent is paid to the national government. So if your property is leasehold, you're going to be paying both taxes: rates to the county, rent to the national government. If you have freehold, traditionally, you're not supposed to be paying any taxes. You're supposed to have free holding of the land. But as I've just said, after the new constitution, today many counties are levying rates, which is county taxes, within their boundaries. So even though you have a freehold title, counties, many of them now are starting to levy rates to the county. A lot needs to catch up in terms of the classifications and the names that go along with the types of taxes versus the titles. But effectively, counties are charging rates. So it's not unusual if in Laikipia County, Jared, in Nakuru County, even Nairobi County, you will be required to pay rates even on freehold land. Even though traditionally, the term or classification freehold was meant for free holding. You don't pay any taxes while you hold the land. That has changed. So the nomenclature or the naming needs to catch up with the current reality. But I hope I've answered your question, Jared, and thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well. Maniacs Fashion, Mania KS Fashion. I guess that's Maniacs Fashion on Facebook or Instagram says, interesting combo, really interested at the coast, family setup, not beachfront only. Okay, duly noted, Maniacs Fashion, family setup. Family could be set up on the front. I know people are used to beachfront being only used for commercial purposes. Doesn't have to be so. We actually intend to develop a beautiful residential compound on the beach. Wouldn't that be awesome? If you had a home, a villa, a place you lived in that was a few steps from the beach, directly on the beach, with no one developing in front of you to block your view of the beautiful ocean. That's the idea we're trying to pursue here. So yeah, do stay posted. We'll be happy to communicate when we do have something. Thank you for your comment. Okay, it's now 8:30. I guess we'll go a few more minutes with the Q&As. Yeah.
That's actually the best.
Okay, 5 minutes. King N on TikTok says, I'm one of wenye tumebomolewa huku Kayole, Soweto. I've learned a good lesson about land. Hope niko safe huku. So to translate for those who don't read or speak Swahili, King N says, I'm one of those whose homes has been demolished in Kayole, Soweto. Kayole, Soweto is an area within Nairobi's metropolitan zone. And for that reason, he says he has learned a good lesson about land, a painful one, I'm sure. I'm sorry to hear that, King N. And he says he hopes that he is safe here with Grand Acres. 100%. We go through a lot. We take extreme measures to ensure that none of our customers or community members are subjected to the kind of madness that many have endured with the demolitions of homes on pieces of land that people paid for a lot of money and thought they owned. Turns out someone did something crooked, defrauded them, lied to them, concealed the facts, and they lost their investment in their home. We would never do that. I'd rather find something else to do, personally speaking. Um, so yes, King N, you are safe here, at least in terms of any representations we make about our properties. And I wish you all success. May you have nothing but pleasant experiences going forward for the rest of your life as you invest, because we have to invest as long as we're alive. That's part of life. I hope your loss would not sour you to pursuing the promise for wealth for yourself and your family and your future heirs. Okay, so Karibu, and let us know how we might be able to help. TikTok user on TikTok says, what about privacy on the beachfront since most beaches in Kenya are public, or how does it work? You're absolutely right, TikTok user on TikTok. By law, the beaches, the beachfront, and the riparian spaces on the beach in Kenya are public. You cannot own the riparian space between the ocean and the demarcated private properties, right? There's usually a buffer between the front properties on a beachfront and the actual water body, accounting for the ebb and flow. Okay, the back and forth, the tide coming in, going out, and that sort of thing. That's considered public space. And that's something you have to contend with and plan around if you're gonna live on the beachfront. There's nothing that says you can't live on the beachfront just because it has public access. For this reason, some beachfronting zones at our coast are more desirable for residential purposes than others. Classic example is, in my opinion, based on my experience, Bofa Beach. Bofa Beach in Kilifi, lots of residential compounds there. It's a lot more private than you'll find in more public beaches like Nyali and others. Okay, mostly because of the existence of coral reefs or coral outcroppings that very often will cut off the accessibility on the frontage. A lot of people don't like that if you have coral instead of white sandy beach, but there are certain areas on the frontage where you'll have nice white sandy beach cut off on either side of the property by a coral hill or outcrop, or what's the word I'm looking for? The English word escapes me. Uh, I hope you get the picture I'm trying to paint, where you have rocks sticking out of the mainland in towards the water, and it's raised above the water. In some cases, it's cliff, It's cliffy, like a cliff, which is where the word or the name Kilifi came from. The Swahili speakers found it easier to say Kilifi instead of Cliffy, right? And that, in my view, is the perfect sort of area to build residentially because you'll have your own private beach. Because people can't access the cliff, the rocky cliff, which if you tried to climb over would shred you to mincemeat because of the sharp edges of the rock. I'm sure you've all experienced that on the beachfront. There are certain places, especially when the tide goes out, where you can't walk on the beach because of the sharp rocky outcrops that are typically covered by the water. So these are the sorts of zones you want to look for more residential privacy as opposed to public beaches. But in either case, even if it's a public beach, nothing says you can't live there privately as long as you don't encroach on the riparian zone. And you can also fence in such a manner that you have some form of privacy into your residential building. So my two thoughts on that. TikTok user, excellent comment, and thank you for making it. We have time for one more. Let's do one more, if there's one more. How do you pronounce that name? Kyo Thomas. Okay. Kyo Thomas on TikTok says, what's the best area in the country for expats? Looking for quiet but safe living and maybe a farm. Quiet but safe living and maybe a farm. Any part of the country is okay for expats, in my opinion. I mean, the only question I might have is, is it important to you that you be near a cosmopolitan zone like Nairobi CBD, or is it not? The answer to that question may open up more opportunities or limit you to specific zones. There's plenty of safe living areas, especially for farmland. Most of Kenya is farmland. Most of Kenya is rural, and most of that rural land is actually zoned agricultural. So obviously farmland. The opportunities are wide ranging. So any area is fine. I think you need to be more specific about what amenities are important for you to have nearby, because then that'll restrict you to certain zones. Okay? Thank you for your question. All right. Time for us to delve into the deal of the month. So this is a new thing. It's the second time we're doing this, where we want to regularly as possible show appreciation to our online community. Those of you who participate in our live sessions for as long as we've been doing it, and we just wanted to do that by offering the most insane deals, discounts for those of you who've been eyeing one or more of our properties and you felt that it might be a bit out of your reach financially. You're not ready, you don't feel like you have enough funds put together, maybe the timing was off at, when we advertise it and engage you with it. Today you have an opportunity to take advantage of a stupid deal on our OL Kekun project. Okay, Gladys tells me we have a video, so I'll let her play the video and I'll keep yapping after that.
This is the
Sorry. If you're watching us on Instagram and TikTok, you wouldn't see the video. I'm sorry. If you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, only those three. So if you're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, you should be able to see the video because of the app that we use to do the multi-streaming. And for the rest of you on Instagram and TikTok, I'll describe that for you after the video stops playing.
This is the deal of the month. Grab your juicy 8th acre lot now at a 2 million discount off on all plot types. Grab a single family villa plot at only 7.99 million shillings. Grab an 8th apartment plot at only 8.99 million shillings. And grab an 8th commercial plot at only 9.99 million shillings. Say yes to OL Kekun. Offer valid till the end of this live session.
Glado, that was a very short video. I hope everyone caught all those details. Do you want to play it again? I think you should. I feel like you should play it again. This is OL Kekun, located in Naivasha, right on the highway, touching the main Nairobi-Nakuru highway, directly opposite the Art Cafe Market and Naivas shopping center, known as the Safari Center, directly opposite, and we touch tarmac. This is where OL Kekun is located, just for reference, as you watch the video one more time.
This is the deal of the month. Grab your juicy 8th acre lot now at a 2 million discount off on all plot types. Grab a single family villa plot at only 7.99 million shillings. Grab an 8th apartment plot at only 8.99 million shillings. And grab an 8th commercial plot at only 9.99 million shillings. Say yes to OL Kekun. Offer valid till the end of this live session.
Awesome. Thank you for that video. And that was Georgie's voice, yours truly. He's not here today. He just left before we started the live. But I hope that video gives you an idea of what we're talking about. If you haven't seen our OL Kekun property or project offering, it's on our website. Go to www.grandacres.co.ke. You should be able to find all the information you need on there. You can also WhatsApp us for the brochure. Our WhatsApp number is 07 0001 0001. Again, that's 07 0001 0001. If you have any questions about that site, let us know. We only have about 17 minutes. We do these. The idea is to limit the opportunity. Obviously, as you've seen in the video, our starting prices were from 8.99 million shillings for the medium density residential lots for single family villa, 9.99 million for the high density residential lots, meaning you can do ground plus 3 floors of apartments, and 10.99 million shillings for the commercial lots touching the highway on the road frontage. That's a new price, but I'm talking about the previous prices. Glado is commenting over here, making sure I don't share wrong information. But for the live session today, like we did with Imbuko last month, we are offering only 2 of each of those. So 2 of the commercial, 2 of the medium density res for single family villa, and 2 of the high density zoned res for ground plus 3 apartment buildings at a 2 million shilling discount each. A whopping 2 million shilling discount from the prices currently. And obviously, a good reason why we're limiting the numbers, because it's not something we can sustain commercially if we made that offer open for everything. So just for those of you who might be interested during this live session, what you need to do is book right away by sending a 10% deposit, 10% to reserve your specific lot or one of the 2 lots. We'll share further details as you might require us to do before we sign sale agreements and all that. You can do your searches, do your DD like we always encourage you to do. In case you're wondering how to do that, you can also download our free checklist, the 9 steps to safe land buying in Kenya. It's on our website, which is again www.grandacres.co.ke. Find the checklist tab. You can download that, and it'll give you a step-by-step guideline on how to do your due diligence We'll give you enough time to do that. But if you want to take advantage of that limited opportunity to grab one of these lots for a whopping 2 million shilling discount, you'd have to make a reservation before we're done with the live session today. And Gladys, you have the details. Gladys is going to post and also put in the comment section for Instagram and TikTok the payment details for you to use. And if you do take advantage of that, ping us real quick on WhatsApp. Let us know, send your confirmation so we know who paid first, because we're limiting those again. Only 2 of those are available at those prices. So take advantage now, because we're not likely to make this offer again on this particular project. And it's a one-time opportunity for you to do so. So if you have questions in the meantime, do let me know. Gladys, I think maybe you can play the video one more time for those who might be maybe didn't catch it properly or want more details.
This is the deal of the month. Grab your juicy 8th acre lot now at a 2 million discount off on all plot types. Grab a single family villa plot at only 7.99 million shillings. Grab an 8 apartment plot at only 8.99 million shillings. And grab an 8 commercial plot at only 9.99 million shillings. Say yes to OL Kekun. Offer valid till the end of this live session.
I can listen to Georgie speak for a long time if he spoke like that normally. King N, I see a comment from King N there, but it's not a question per se. Those of you who might have more questions about something specific, do let us know. We have 12 minutes remaining within the hour when we shall end our live session as usual. Apologies, we seem to be having slow internet connectivity, so the picture seems to be freezing for those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. But I'm still here. So send in your questions. If you need clarification, let us know. Happy to make those. Everyone seems to be asking about coastal properties today. I see another question here from the_greatest7. Hey, Mr. Solomon, I'm a young man in my early 20s, just asking if you guys have a project so young guys, shamba ya mkulima mdogo, which is Swahili for a farm for a small farmer, a small scale farmer is more apt. I want to start creating an inheritance, please. Thank you for that question, the_greatest7. I hear you loud and clear. We continually scout for these opportunities. And even if you're in your early 20s, I'm sure we'll find a way to make it work for you so you can start creating wealth early. I wish I started in my 20s. Honestly, I do. As much as it's in our power to do so, we will. So stay tuned.
We pass here all the time going to our shags in Webuye. I heard about what was going to happen here. So when we bought the land or secured the space, this hadn't been built. So I knew if we invested, it was going to be a good bet. I mean, who doesn't want that for a neighbor?
He's a smart businessman.
We have gotten all the county approvals for change of use.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, mixed use, commercial in the front, residential in the back, and even the residential is split into two zones. The first zone is high density, so you could do 3-4 story apartment blocks, as you can see is common in this area.
Right.
And then the very back are limited to medium density, which is single family villa, and they're all 50 by 100 in size. That's a predominant size of land or plots of land out here.
So we literally walked from there. You can actually see our cafe.
Entry to
You
entry
can
directly.
actually see it. The safari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safari Center. And this petrol station on this side obviously will complement the one on the other.
Right. Yeah. When
For outbound traffic.
Yeah. So we are on the opposite side of the road. Now we are on from Nakuru to Nairobi. So petrol station here. Then the one yenye mwaiona kule, it is from Nairobi down.
Yes, and the reason, because someone might wonder why have two petrol stations so close to each other. First of all, that's common now.
Yes,
to
now it
capture
is.
traffic on both
Yeah.
sides, but
Yeah.
materially, the reason we designed it this way and why the county approved is because this road is about to be dual carriage.
Right.
So you will not be able to cross over as easily as you might be able to now because of the dual carriage and the median. That's an aerial shot of our site before Safari Center was built.
Look at how bare. Look at how bare that land was.
You guys should see. You should see and just.
Sorry,
This
Instagram
will
and
give you a
TikTok
clear picture of how quickly the
family,
area is
we're watching a video that Gladys is playing about OL Kekun, just to showcase our project more. In case it's new to you, you're not familiar with the location. And that's a video of two of our
Say
customers
yes
who purchased
to
land
OL
from
Kekun.
OL Kekun visiting the site. Just to be reminded by the video to mention that one of the key factors that makes that location very ideal for investing now is because even as recently as last month, it was this month, right? When the president announced officially that they'll be breaking ground on the expansion of the Nairobi Nakuru Suswa Highway to dual carriage, meaning that access to Naivasha is about to shrink even further. It takes us about an hour to get to Naivasha or our site there, OL Kekun, opposite Art Cafe from Nairobi currently. Once a dual carriage is done from where it's ended at the moment, that drive should get much shorter, probably by 10 to 15 minutes. So it's probably going to be a 45-minute drive from here to Naivasha, which is amazing. You could actually live in Naivasha and work in Nairobi or vice versa. It's not uncommon for people to kill 45 minutes, 2 hours in traffic jam between Kilimani and the CBD. So the idea that you could drive from Nairobi to Naivasha in 45 minutes is amazing. What that means is that area is going to open up very quickly. More accessibility means more eyeballs. More eyeballs means more interest. More human interest means higher value. So you want to get in now before that happens, obviously. In either case, today is the cheapest that land is ever going to be at that location or anywhere else in Kenya. So if you are interested, if you haven't done so already, you have 5 minutes to reserve one or more, up to two of either of those three zoned plots within our OL Kekun project. Commercial on the road front touching tarmac, discounted from 10.99 down to 8 point.
discounted from
Gladys, amka.
discounted in every
Discounted, okay.
11.99.
Right. So the commercial is discounted from 11.99 million shillings all the way down to 9.99 million shillings. That's a whopping 2 million shilling discount. If you buy more than one, you may even get an extra discount on the second one, but you have to send in your 10% reservation deposit before we're done with the live. Send us your confirmation so that we can look at the timestamps and determine who paid before the other, because there's only 2 of those available at that discount. Same for the medium density residential lots. Only 2 of those. They're currently going for 8.99, or is it 9.99?
8.99.
8.99 for the medium density, which is single family villa on each 50 by 100 plot, discounted down to 6.99.
7.99.
It's 2 million discount from 8.99 to 6.99.
Okay, for medium density, it's from 9.99 to 7.99.
Okay, play the video one more time. Glado, many confused. Kabisa.
This is the deal of the month. Grab your juicy 8th acre lot now at a 2 million discount off on all plot types. Grab a single family villa plot at only 7.99 million shillings. Grab an 8th apartment plot at only 8.99 million shillings. And grab an 8th commercial plot at only 9.99 million shillings. Say yes to OL Kekun. Offer valid till the end of this live session.
Awesome. Okay. So I'll run through that one last time. The lowest price starts normally at 9.99 million shillings. For the medium density, which is single family villa, it's zoned to accommodate a single dwelling on the plot. Hence the zoning as medium density residential, discounted from 9.99 all the way down to 7.99 only. Your 10% reservation deposit to take advantage of that deal within the time we have before we end the live is going to be 799,000 shillings only, which you can make using the details we provided, either by Pesa link, or you can split if you have the bandwidth on your M-Pesa to make the deposit by pay bill number shared on the screen. Those of you on TikTok and Instagram, that should be shared in the comment section. If you need it, just wave. Second one, starting from 10.99, which is high density residential, 8th acre for apartments, which is ground plus 3, discounted all the way down to 9 or 8.99. So down from 10.99 to 8.99, 10% reservation deposit means you pay 899K. And finally, the commercial touching the highway, which are currently on offer for 11.99, discounted by 2 million shillings down to 9.99, making a 10% reservation discount deposit to 999K only, valid for probably a couple more minutes. So I'm grateful for everyone who made time to join us today and ask questions. Yes, Gladys. Festus Bargain on TikTok says, can I make my payments tomorrow? Festus, this discounted offer is only valid during the live. It's not something we will make available tomorrow. It's limited, hence the huge discount. So if you can, please try and send in your 10% reservation now, so you can take advantage of that limited time opportunity.
Please repeat the location.
Location is in Naivasha, touching the Naivasha Nakuru Highway, directly opposite the Art Cafe Market and Naivas development, better known as Safari Center. It's the nicest development in Naivasha town currently. You can't miss it. It's right on the highway, just like we are. It takes an hour from Nairobi to get to that site. Soon it'll be much shorter because the government is about to dual carriage that highway all the way past Naivasha into Nakuru and into Suswa, or Mao Summit. So yeah, Festus, if we can help you with anything, please reach out, DM us. Happy to help you take advantage of that before they're gone. Only 2 of those lots are being availed for each zone. So take advantage now, likely never to be offered again. All right. With that, I'm going to say thank you again for making time to join us today. Happens to be Thursday, the 30th of May, 2024. If you have any other questions, feel free to let us know. We'll be happy to get in touch with you. Again, share the link with those you like, love, and respect. Stay safe and happy investing and grand acres to you all. Cheers.
But why OL Kekun?
We pass here all the time going to our shags in Webuye. I heard about what was going to happen here. So when we bought the land or secured the space, this hadn't been built. So I knew if we invested, it was going to be a good bet. I mean, who doesn't want that for a neighbor?
He's a smart businessman.
We have gotten all the county approvals for change of use.
Great.
Yeah, mixed use, commercial in the front, residential in the back, and even the residential is split into 2 zones. The first zone is high density, so you could do 3-4 story apartment blocks, as you can see is common in this area.
Right.
And then the very back are limited to medium density, which is single family villa, and they're all 50 by 100 in size. That's a predominant size of land or plots of land out here.
So we literally walked from there. You can actually see Art Cafe.
Entry to
You
entry.
can actually see it. The Safari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safari Center. And this petrol station on this side obviously will complement the one on the other.
Right. Yeah.
For outbound traffic.
Yeah. So we are on the opposite side of the road. Now we are on from Nakuru to Nairobi. So petrol station here. Then the one yenye mwaiona kule, it is from Nairobi down.
Yes. And the reason, because someone might wonder why have 2 petrol stations so close to each other. First of all, that's common now.
Yes.
To
Now
capture traffic on both sides, but
Yeah.
materially, the reason we designed it this way and why the county approved is because this road is about to be dual carriage.
Right.
So you will not be able to cross over as easily as you might be able to now because of the dual carriage and the median. That's an aerial shot of our site before Safari Center was built.
Look at how bare. Look at how bare that land
And then
was.
You guys should see. You should see, and just this will give you a clear picture of how quickly this area is growing.
Get your 8th acre lot now, starting from only 9.99 million Kenya shillings. Say yes to OL Kekun.